Yo, Bonnie C, another trucker. And today, just giving a little update on what's going on with the truck, man, since I had to replace the one box in October. That was my last biggest expense. Yeah, man, it cost me $17,000 to replace the one box. And I still been doing research on this whole after treatment system shit. And I don't know, man. It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game. But for all the people that don't know what a one box is, most of us in the industry, we just say DEF system. When we talk about the DEF system on these trucks, is really the after treatment system. The DEF system is just one part. So you got three main parts of the after treatment system, which is the EGR cooler, which is connected to your exhaust on your engine. Then you got the DEF pump, DEF tank, and then you have the one box, which contains the DOC, the diesel particulate filter, which is called the DPF, and then you got the SCR. Basically, the one box is just like a giant catalytic converter for a semi truck. So it's three main parts. And I had to replace the one box. And from what I understand, that's the most, replacing that in whole is like one of the most expensive pieces that you can replace. But through some of the research that I've been doing, man, who knows, man, I probably didn't even have to replace it, man. It probably was just a part, probably just needed a little bit more expertise, I had to get it replaced at a Freightliner dealership, man. And I was having problems. I was getting cracked with after treatment system problems before I had to replace the one box. So the problems that I got done with before I had to deal with the one box, I actually hit somebody up. You know what I'm saying? I actually hit up a fellow content creator, man, that I've been watching for a little while, man. I take him to be a solid individual. So I reached out to him. He put me, I'm like, hey man, this DEF system been kicking my ass, man. And I only reached out to him because I've heard him speak on how he dealt with his DEF issue. You know what I'm saying? So I reached out to him. He put me down, basically, let me know when you're ready. So I'm like, bet. The only thing was, homie all the way down to North Carolina. So I'm up here in Chicago. And, I hollered at my OG about it. He's like, man, see if you can find somebody, ask around, see if you can find somebody where you at to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do that. But my very first mind, as soon as I got my truck about the shop for the DEF issues that I was having before I had to get a one box replaced, my first mind was to just go straight down to North Carolina. I would have paid for the fuel, paid, you know what I'm saying? Paid for my hotel stay, whatever the case it would have been, whatever I would have had to come out of the pocket with, it would have been worth it than having to pay $17,000. So me bullshitting and waiting, I thought I had time. I didn't go to North Carolina like my first mind told me to. And trying to be greedy, trying to get some money. Went down to, had to make a run to the state of Kansas and ended up breaking down there, man. And Freightliner, good old Freightliner, told me that I had to replace the whole one box. Now, I've been doing some research, and, a lot of people say, man, that's really some bullshit. Maybe if I could have caught, a good mechanic, a real mechanic, they probably could have diagnosed it a little bit more further. It probably would have been nothing but more than just a part. You know what I'm saying? Sensor, something like that. But hey, man, I'm broke down in a place that I don't know nothing about. It's just the way it was, man. The Freightliner was, or at least I felt at the time, the Freightliner was the only option that I had. And, my truck had derated at the customer actually. So when I was leaving the customer, man, I only had so much time to get somewhere, you know, before it just went on ahead and derated all the way to 5 miles per hour. So yeah, man, they cracked me for $17,000, man. But it is what it is. We ain't complaining. So this was in October. So I got my truck back probably like either the second or third week of October. So yeah, man, truck been running good ever since then. Truck been running good. Shit, truck been, you know what I'm saying, let me ride for over 3 months. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, this is how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's been letting me ride, man. Let me get my, you know, let me get my shit back together. You know, climbing up out of debt. Able to keep up with the maintenance like I wanted to, man. Because when I got to rolling, man, I was so far behind, man. I had to take all the money I could get. And from the time that I got back on the road, when I got that one box fixed, got the one box replaced, I stayed running, man. Whatever they threw at me, I kept eating it. You know, the only holiday that I did happen to have off was Thanksgiving because they just didn't have nothing going out around that time. But Christmas, New Year's, I had to miss time with the family. I had to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I even went past the usual mileage. I get my PMs and oil changes. You know what I'm saying? I think I went like 30,000 miles, man. Like once I started getting around close to 15, you know what I'm saying? Definitely no more than 20, you know what I'm saying? 20,000 miles, but really 15. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go ahead and get my oil changed. So I ain't even stop. I ain't stop. The money kept coming. I had to keep going. And it's still coming. You know what I'm saying? The money been coming consistently. And the truck been letting me live. So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I'm not taking it for granted that just because we got this one box change that everything's just gonna be A-okay. You know, I'm still looking towards the future. You know, you really gotta be a general with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta treat this shit like war. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your war. You gotta make sure you're trying to get, if it ain't, you gotta be working on getting your war chest together, which is your money. You just gotta have your plan in place, man, and be able to see what's coming. So, you know, I don't know. As far as with that one box and this after treatment system, I've been studying on how to deal with it, but I'm really looking towards another way of dealing with that after treatment system. You know, like really dealing with it. You know, just you know what I'm talking about. I think I am. And I don't have time to be trying to ask around. See, I've been doing research with that too. A lot of people, they'll just say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I see that in the comment sections all the time, anytime this subject come up. Just, hey, you know, do a delete, do this. But I also been seeing horror stories about that too. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to know is people who've actually dealt with that issue and really dealt with it. Like, how long was it before your truck started giving you problems? And you know, how long when you got that issue handled? You know what I'm saying? How long did your truck let you eat? Because I've heard if it's not done right, you know what I'm saying? It could possibly give you some real problems. It can make shit worse than what it was dealing with the actual after treatment system problems. So that's why I've been studying. I got a pretty good idea on how the whole DEF system work. You know, I'm not no scientist about it, but I have a better idea than I did before. And so now if I was to, you know, look into dealing with it, you know, whatever doctor I talk to, I kind of got a better idea on which questions that I should be asking and what type of answers I should be looking for. But I haven't found nobody. You know, I got two mechanics I rock with. One of them, he don't do them. He knows somebody else that did it, but he was telling me about some program issues that somebody had. So whatever. Then another mechanic that I deal with, I asked him about it. Now this was before. Did I have a one box? Yeah, this was before I even had to get the one box, and I had asked him about dealing with the issue. I really asked him about dealing with it, and he never really came out and said like, "Hey, yeah, I do it." He was like, you know, he trying to give me some pointers on how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, "Bring it in." You know what I'm saying? Let me take a look at it. But I never got a chance to bring it in. That's when I got caught up in Kansas at the freight line and having to get a one box. So after I got the one box, I just pretty much just left that idea alone. I'm just like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna roll with it, try to learn how to maintain it. But I mean, I think it is a way that you, now that I have a better understanding about that DEF system, man, it can be maintained, but it's just a lot of us don't maintain it. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm looking at this in all ways. Man, just hear me out. Just hear me out. Because I already know people who done dealt with it, people who done got that shit up out of here. They ain't trying to hear this shit. I already know. But just hear me out. Hear me out for the people who decide to stick with that problem. You know, I do believe that the DEF system can be maintained, but a lot of us, man, we don't factor that in when we get trucks. We just get the trucks and we just think we finna ride. The only thing that we really be worried about is PMs, tires, suspension, you know, the regular mechanical shit. We don't be worried about the DEF system and the after treatment system. We don't be worried about this shit. And we don't be doing no research on that shit before we get our own truck. So as shit is happening, we don't be knowing what be going on. I remember my truck broke down. I didn't know what a knock sensor was. I didn't know what a DPF was. I didn't know what none of this shit was. So, but through time, man, you know, when I got that one box, that's when I quit idling. You know, I had to grow to be a dog out here, man. Hey, 30 degrees and up, I can handle it. You know, I know how to get and stay warm in my truck. You know, below 30 degrees, I gotta let my truck idle. You know, if it's hot outside, you know, so I haven't really been going through no heat issues since I got the one box. You know, it's been fall, winter time, so you know, I've adapted. So I ain't been doing no idling. I don't know, man. I guess you can, you know, every time you take your truck to get service, man, I guess you can have the DPF filters cleaned, or you can just switch them out. You know what I'm saying? But that can be anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. You know, $3,000 for remanufactured DPFs, or $6,000 for new DPFs. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna deal with the problem. You know, like really deal with it. Cause man, my truck finna be paid off. I got 2 more payments. I just need to ride. I don't need to be worried about this stupid shit, man. I don't need to be worried about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepared to maintain it, but I don't know. We'll see, but that's just the update, man. You know, hopefully anybody out there going through this shit, man, I hope you get through it. I know it's tough. It's expensive. That one thing, that after treatment system, man, is one of the major components that's keeping truckers broke out here, man. Real talk. It's keeping us broke. It's really attacking our money. And moving forward, You know, after this truck, I mean, I'm gonna keep this truck for as long as I possibly can. But when it comes to getting another truck, at whatever time that may be, might have to be pre-emissions, man. Might have to be pre-emissions for me. I don't know. I just want to ride. I ain't got time to be worried about all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope you get through it. You know, some people don't even know what this shit is. Some people don't even know what the one box is, man. I was just talking to a partner, man, that I actually, we work at the same company. And we chat here and there, but he just hit me seeing how I was doing. And I was just telling him what I had to deal with since the last time I talked to him. I was telling him about the one box. He didn't even know what that was, because he got his own truck too. He leased a truck through the company that we work for. But when he got his truck was newer. He got a Pete, 2019 Pete. What I think, 579 or something like that. But when he got it, it was 3 years old. So he was just telling me today it just hit 520-something thousand miles. So that's kind of like right around the time when I bought my truck. My truck was at, 550,000 miles when I got it. But my truck already was 5 years old when I got mine. So I was just telling him, man, and I'm like, man, I don't really want to be hitting you with this negative shit, man, because he didn't know nothing about, he ain't really been having no death issues, at least not yet. So I was just putting him on game to what it was and what that shit was all about. And he was like, man, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to start looking into this shit. Like, yeah, man, because it's better you be mentally prepared and just be prepared for it, because it's coming. It's coming. Them death problems is coming, especially all depending on how a person take care of their truck. You know, if you idling a lot, you definitely gonna have death issues, for sure, for sure. There's so many different components to that, but hey man, we pushing through. We pushing through, fam. We pushing through, so that's some positive light on my end. Thus far, man, truck been letting me eat, been letting me run, been letting me get to it. Been allowing me to clean up some of this mess. It's a messy game, man. Trucking is messy, man. This shit is messy, I'm telling you. Man, sometimes I really be thinking, like, is this shit even really worth it? Sometimes I really think, like, is this shit even really worth it? But when you get the feeling like that, yeah, when you get the feeling like that, man, that's the point in time where you really have to believe in yourself, man. That's that point in time when you really, really have to believe in yourself and your capabilities, man, and make sure you stay in tune with whatever spiritual system you in tune with, whatever that may be, and stick to the script. Because that's the only thing that I trust to get me up out of here. I'm not, I'm not waiting on Trump. I'm not waiting on nobody to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put myself where I need to be. So, yeah, when you start getting down to your lowest, you know what I'm saying? All you can do is believe in yourself. So, I wish y'all nothing but good fortune. Keep trucking, stay safe. And do the right thing, man. You know what the right thing is. Y'all know what the right shit is, so stay on your shit, man. Bonnie EC. Another trucker gone.